there, this is Christy Lewis from K Fancy. Today I have a review of Snowdrop, which is a historical fiction Korean drama that came out in the last couple months on Disney Plus here in America, where I live. It was released elsewhere earlier. Obviously in Korea it was released earlier, and I was very thrilled to get to watch this because I'm a big fan of Jisoo. I really love her. I think she's amazing. She's such a reader. She's so smart. And in this drama, I was not expecting her to be such an amazing actress, but she really is. I was so impressed. And really, all of the acting star power in this drama, I loved it. Let's get into what this was about. That was my initial draw to the drama, basically, was Jisoo. And the fact that Disney Plus is starting to get into K-dramas, like, that was kind of exciting because obviously Netflix is a big fan, and I would really be thrilled if Disney Plus had more, because that's actually like such a family streaming service that it would just be great to be able to just keep that one and have lots of K-dramas. Snowdrop, like I said, it's a historical drama about fictional events. So it's set in 1987, and the setting seems all very authentic to me as a Western observer just learning about Korea in like the last year. So again, I don't have a lot of credentials to say that, but to me it seems like it's really reflecting the turmoil of the period, because there was a lot of governmental corruption, and there were students being tortured because they were suspected as spies from North Korea and stuff like that. And so the political tensions were high. It was a very dictatorial government at this time, so free speech was not protected. It was very dangerous to speak freely and to protest the government. So the Korea we see today is much healthier in my view, obviously, and we do see that sort of transfer of power a little bit in this drama. So that attracted me as well. So we're actually following a female college student who's staying at an all-girls college in, I believe it's Seoul. She is played by Jisoo, and her name in the show is Eun Young-ro. She and her friends score a group date with some boys from a neighboring school, and on this group date she meets the reluctant Kim Jisoo, who is extremely handsome. He was not planning to go on this date though, but he was kind of wrangled into it by his friends. She just instantly thinks he's super handsome. You can tell they have like a meet cute moment where he's setting up this match tower, and it falls, but she tries to stop it from falling when it's the table's bumped, and it's like they touched hands. You know, in K-drama where there's any physical contact, it's a big deal, because it's not like an American rom-com where they're in bed 30 minutes into the movie. That just does not happen in K-drama, which actually I think is great. I think it's so romantic. So they both seem to feel a connection, but nothing happens. Kim Jisoo does not follow up with Young-ro, so she's just kind of like, fine, you know, whatever, boy. But then one day, Jisoo crawls into her window at night at the school, and he's shot and he's hurt. Young-ro is like, I'm gonna help him. He reminds me of my brother. He's probably a protester hiding from the police, just like my brother was. So her brother ended up in the military because he was a protester. And so that's a really big part of her story. She's very fond of her brother. He's like the most important person in the world to her. So she decides that this boy is like her brother, and that's what she thinks of him. But you can sort of tell that she also thinks he's very handsome, and she's attracted to him, and she kind of wants them to have more of a relationship than they do. So she hides him in the school even when the police come in to look for him. So the first 2 episodes, this is all in like the first 2 episodes, and there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm not even talking about. So I'm not getting into spoilers at this time. I will let you know when I'm getting into real spoilers for later in the drama. But the first 2 episodes hooked me so much. There was so much action, and there's like physical danger, and it's like a dystopia like feeling. But obviously, like I said, this is fictional events, but being chased down by the police and suspected and stuff like that, that was something that really happened in Korea. So all that to say, the historical settings plays a very big role in this drama, and the corruption of the South Korean government and the North Korean government both play very big roles as well in this drama. That kind of gets revealed slowly throughout the drama, how that's going to affect the lives of very innocent people. It's very sad. It's a heavy drama. There's moments of lightness, but you kind of know that it's not going to be like a happy drama. You just get that feeling. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. Expect some heartache in this one. So I want to talk about the romance for a minute because I thought it was really well done. I think the reason why the romance worked so well for me is because she's very smart. She doesn't just let her feelings run away with her. She actually has moral reasons behind everything that she does. Not to say that every decision that she makes is smart, but they're decisions that at the time she feels like she can live with for the rest of her life. Now, acting in a moral way is really, I think, the only way to get along in life. That's the only way you'll be able to live with yourself later, is to say, at that time, I really thought that was the right thing to do, and so that's why I did it. She does that, and I love her for it, but there's some really great moments too later in the drama when there's some physical danger happening. She just does not cave at all. She doesn't just follow the rules of the people in charge of her. She always makes her own way, and I just really admired her character in this drama, and I thought she was really well done. I do want to say, however, that her character was sort of like a whipping post, and I don't want to get into all the reasons why. There's some sad things that happened to her during this drama, and I just feel like it was really overdone. It was almost to the level of preachiness, like I'm never gonna watch this drama again, kind of overdone. So there's that. And the end of the drama ended up being too harsh for me, partly because of Young-ro's arc. But it does really convey the tragedy and loss of life in the creation of a democratic republic. Like, that's never gonna just be a real smooth, easy ride, right? Anytime you're having governmental change, I mean, obviously if you have a system down, like in a democratic republic already, ideally there's no bloodshed or anything. But in this situation, Korea is not there yet. They're getting there, but at this point there is still a lot of really sad corruption and tragedy happening due to the politics and the corruption in politics. And that is really, that kind of turmoil is what this drama portrays. And there's still like a lot of pain in Korea's past, their present with the military draft, and I'm sure in their future with Korea being divided. So I think really this is a drama that is heavy, and it's not one to go into lightly, and it's not just a romance at all. It really reflects historical fiction feels. If you've read a lot of historical fiction, a lot of times something really tragic and sad happens near the ending that you're kind of like hoping that this doesn't happen, but it happens. Just warning you ahead of time. In fact, it was so heavy and traumatic for me personally, I actually can barely think back on this drama without being upset and feeling upset. It actually wrecked me for days, and I could not sleep. And so I actually dropped 20% from the rating of this drama, which, I mean, the rest of it I love. So I'm giving it an 80 out of 100%. But that ending, I just felt like not only was it sad, but it ended very abruptly, and there wasn't a falling action to kind of get used to what happens at the end. And I feel like really viewers could have used some extra time after the climax of the drama in the last episode. What is it? It's like not even 20 minutes after the climax of the action. Not even close to 20 minutes. It's probably more like 5 or 10 minutes that you get a falling action after the climax of the drama. There was a lot of like loose ends that maybe were kind of answered in a broad way, but not in a very personal way for Young-ro. Maybe that was the point of the drama. The point of the drama had a bigger picture than just Young-ro, clearly, but as somebody who has followed Young-ro through 16 episodes, I really wanted more closure for her arc, and I was very sad that we didn't get that, and I wish that that had been better done. They dwelt on so much throughout 16 episodes. There was definitely some room for falling action to kind of ease the viewers into the future, but we didn't really get that. We just get hints of what the future is going to look like as a result. I didn't expect it to be that slam your face into the ground, you know, kind of an ending. Well, that's it for my non-spoilery section. And I just want to get into a little bit more about my criticisms in the spoilery section. So after you have watched the drama, come on back over and finish this video. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Now we're jumping into spoilers. Okay, so apparently there was actually some protest in Korea over the historical situation of this drama, which is this drama is showing that one of the students is a North Korean spy. In Korea, they were like, why are you even showing that? That's not what happened in Korea. In fact, a protester was killed by the government for being suspected as a North Korean spy. Why are you actually turning a student into a North Korean spy? I feel like though the way that torture was handled and the way the corruption of politicians was affecting the policing and all that stuff, I feel like that was really criticized heavily in the drama, and it's really portrayed. I personally think that those elements balanced each other out, so it wasn't an unwise plot choice to me personally, but again, I'm not living in Korea. I didn't live through these events. I'm not even Korean. So that's just my outside Western observer eyes. I still thought it was really well done. I loved learning a little bit about the period, and it's really interesting me more in Korean history. And as I said, I really loved Young-ro's character. So one of the moments that I was referring to when I kept saying she's so smart is when she steals the detonator from Kim Ji-soo from his pocket. I was like bellowing, "Good girl!" at the screen. She's just so good. I thought he portrayed his character very well as well. I knew from the moment that he put a gun to her head that this probably wasn't going to be a happy ending type drama. But like I said, ending with Young-ro just listening to him giving a declaration of his love on tape, and that being like the end of her just like sobbing, to me that was like, but did her friends forgive her for lying? Did she go to her father's court dates? Is she moving to another school? Is her life ruined forever, or is she gonna like somehow move on? What is her direction now? Is she going abroad now? I just really wanted more for her ending of her plot arc. And like I said, she was like a whipping post. So as I said, her mother dies beforehand. Her brother is sent off to war even though he's the only person she cares about, and ends up getting killed. And her father is a terrible, corrupt politician. And she falls in love with a man and tries to save him. And it turns out that he was actually lying to her, and then he brings tragedy on their whole school and all their friends. And then her friends won't forgive her for lying, and they all make her an outcast. And then her true love is brutally killed right before her eyes. And it was just like, can't we have any happiness for Young-ro, or is this gonna be just all sad? And it was just all sad. So I didn't really like that choice. More emphasis on the aftershock of Young-ro's post-Jisoo life would have been better for me personally. This was just kind of too abrupt and shattering. But regardless, I did really enjoy most of this drama a lot. I was so hooked and engaged, and I really loved it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you going to be watching Snowdrop? Have you already watched it? Please leave your thoughts down below. And if you're doing spoilers, please mark your comments with spoilers so that people who have not watched it yet can still enjoy the plot twists. Okay, thanks so much guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.